once I started speaking, the person said, "Are you Nigerian?" I said, "Of course." You know, we're confident. If you go to school with Nigerians abroad, they don't care, they don't know what they're saying. But they're saying it in a loud voice. How many people have had that experience? They're saying it in a loud voice. In fact, you are busy thinking, I'll give you a joke. I went to Ivory Coast some years ago, and we were trying to come back, and the plane wasn't, I don't know what happened. Anyway, we were in the airport for hours and hours. And then, finally, they let us onto a plane. And then they moved. After 1 hour on that plane, my Igbo brothers got up. "Hey, what's happening here? What's going on here? What nonsense is this? What's this?" You know, when they first started, I rolled up my eyes. But after 2 minutes, I thought, it's true. What is going on here? Do you know what was going on was that there was another plane that was coming in that was delayed, and they were making us wait for that plane so that they could take. But do you know that after my Igbo brothers protested, we took off? We took off, and I thought, not bad. Only in Nigeria, you know? I mean, there are a lot of negative things, but there are far more positive things. And the problem with us, like Tonya said, is that we're always trying to be other people. We want to be Oyinbo. We're not Oyinbo. We're who we are. Bolale said it, that sometimes, you know, you are taught you have to be humble, whatever. But you see, your typical average Nigerian is not humble. They go for it, or rather, we go for it. Thank you for reminding us that Nigerians travel, Nigerians are entrepreneurial. I did a course once in university called Women in Society. And it was saying how the woman is really beaten down and all of that. But guess who the most forward-looking woman in the world was? Who can guess? The West African woman. Because you see, here in this town, if they're not selling matches, bear me witness, if they're not selling matches, they're selling tom-tom. If they're not selling tom-tom, they're doing something. Praise the name of the Lord. Well, he said to me, what should I talk about? And I know people are always asking him, how did you do it? How did you make it? And I agreed with him that by this time, it must be boring even for him. So I said, I'm not giving you a topic. Just make sure you motivate me. I wasn't even, I'm sorry, I didn't really care too much about the other people. And he has motivated me. Because he's reminded me that this is who God created me to be. A lot of the times we try and be who we are not. But God says that you are wonderfully and fearfully made. It's not a mistake that you are a Nigerian. Anyway, I'm motivated. Right? I just want to do a recap. And I want to hear from you. You know, I've heard many things today. Pastor Shola talked about governance. And that resonated with me. I'm talking personally. That the governance, no, I'm fine. Thank you. That, you know, I'm trying to, not everybody said something that, you know, resonated with me. So I'm just going to mention the ones that did. She talked about governance. She says that whenever you're doing anything, make sure you give to everybody their due. Pay your tithes, pay your tax, pay your staff, pay the people carrying refuse. Give your shareholders a dividend. That when you're doing that, you cannot go wrong. Now, how does that apply to me as an employee, right? I mean, I'm not the one, I don't have all these various people that I have to pay. But the truth is that each one of us has people that we need to pay. You have those people that you know you need to pay. Your family sent you to school. Now your father is old. Now your mother is old. You need to pay them. How many people agree with me? You need to pay them. They are your stakeholders. They are your shareholders. They invested a lot in you, and they invested it so that they could reap the benefits. So that resonated with me. Then she said something else. She said, you know what? It's not about the education you have. It's about the skills you have. Right? A lot of us think in terms of, I'm an engineer, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm a this, I'm a that. But what are your skills? Almost everybody has mentioned the fact that you need to do a SWOT analysis. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? A lot of us don't know. We think, every time they say anybody who has a gift should put up their hands. Only the dancers and the singers put up their hands. But the truth about it is that there are all kinds of gifts. I was listening to, who was I? Okay, it was a TED talk. And the lady was talking about the gifts women have. That we can talk. We can talk. How many people agree with that? Very few women cannot talk. That, you do it, that she was saying how it is from when they are having the babies. From when the baby is little, you rebuke it, you chastise it, you encourage it, you do all kinds, but you are always talking. Now, some people here, what your gift is talking. I talk for free. Patricia, when you were talking about the things you do outside your office, and how you got recognition for it. I was thinking, organizing things like this, I've gotten recognition for that. And I get called to do it in other places, but then I remember nobody has still paid me yet. But I'm sure that will come. It will come, yeah, somebody will pay me eventually, right? But basically saying that, what are your skills? Do a SWOT analysis. The ones that are your weaknesses, just bring them up a bit, like Abel mentioned. You don't have to excel at what is your weakness. But what is your strength? Pursue it, vigorously. Yeah? Ijoma said something that also resonated with me. She says that, everybody tries to put you in a box. Everybody is trying, that's their life mission, trying to put you in a box. You have to like maths. There was a TED talk I listened to, and the guy was talking about how education kills creativity. And he talked about the fact that there was this lady who is a multimillionaire. She's a dancer. She choreographs for Andrew Lloyd Webber, right? And when she was little, they said she was stupid. They said she had ADD. They said all kinds of things. Her mother took her to a psychiatrist to say, I beg, how are we going to do this child now? And the psychiatrist said, anyway, come out with me. And he left his radio on. And as soon as they stepped out of the office, the lady started to dance. And when the child started to dance, when the mother said, so what medication do we give her? The man said, take her out of a regular school and put her in a dance school, right? And the woman is a multi-millionaire because she's a dancer. Ijoma said, don't let them put you in a box, right? Go for what is in your heart, right? Jewel Zacchaeus came and she said that, she did what came naturally to her. Sometimes what comes naturally to you comes before it becomes a passion. There's a close friend of mine, and I know in those days before event management, we will get to a party. We all came as guests. Before you know it, she's organized food. In fact, people will now be asking her, please, can I have a plate of food? And she's like, I don't know them. It was something that she did, that came effortlessly to her. Not all of us can sing. Fewer of us can dance. But God has given each one of us something, even if it's one thing. And remember what happened in the Bible, the parable of the 10 talents. That guy went to hell, not because he was in adultery, not because he was lying, but because he got his talent and he hid it he buried it just to give it back to God. What I always say is that there are 3 people supposed to benefit. Please come to the front. We're waiting for you. Please just sit in front. Give me 1 minute. Right? There are 3 people who benefit from the things that God has planted in you. God is happy. He benefits because you're fulfilling purpose. You are happy because you're fulfilling purpose. But guess who benefits and who enjoys it most? The people who are supposed to benefit from that. Now, I've been saying, it's hot. Imagine if the man who created the air conditioner, or the people who created the air conditioner, they refused to create it. We would be here in sweltering heat. There's something that is in you that I am supposed to benefit from, or somebody else is supposed to benefit from. Don't let me go on, too long. I'm just going to hand the microphone over to Mrs. Ibukwa Oshika. We'll be waiting for you.